This is a $24,000 donut. The offer is final. $250,000 for the brand, the recipe, and your non-compete. We'll put Leo's Donuts in every mall from here to the coast. I said no. 10 years ago, I was a different person. I was a mid-level marketing manager, and my only ambition was to get to the next rung on a ladder I didn't even want to climb. My biggest achievement was a PowerPoint deck that got a good job from a VP I disliked. I was having a panic attack in the office bathroom when I had my moment of clarity. It wasn't about the stress. It was about the pointlessness. I was helping to sell more of a product nobody needed, and my legacy would be better quarterly reports. The only thing that ever made me feel calm was baking, specifically my Yaya's donuts. She told me, "Leonidas, food is not food. It is a hello. It is an I remember you." I decided I wanted my life to be about that. I cashed out my $24,000. That was my go-to-hell money. My, let's see if Yaya's recipe can pay the rent money. I found a tiny, dilapidated storefront on a forgotten side street. I did the work myself, painting, sanding floors, installing a second-hand oven. I called the shop the local legend. It was a joke, mostly. At the grand opening, it was quiet. A single customer, Mrs. Gable, the elderly neighbor from down the street, came in. I gave her a donut on the house. The next day, she was back with 3 friends. I didn't have a marketing plan. I had one rule: be a part of the street. Talk to people. Remember their names. Remember their orders. A construction worker, Dave, gets his usual black coffee and a classic glazed every day at 6:15 a.m. A group of teenagers became the Friday after-school crew, always trying the new Wild Weekly special. I handwrote a "Happy Birthday, Chloe" sign for a little girl's birthday party order. This wasn't a transaction. It was a conversation. The shop became a living room for the neighborhood. We knew who was sick, who got a new job, who was struggling. We weren't just selling donuts. We were bearing witness to each other's lives. Success, it turns out, gets noticed. The big franchise came knocking. First, it was a polite offer to consult. Then, it was the buyout. $250,000. Life-changing money. I almost said yes. I drafted the email in my head. I could pay off my debts, finally relax. But then, on the morning I was going to call them back, I came in early. Mrs. Gable was already waiting outside in the cold. She handed me a thermos. "You look tired, Leo. I made you some of my tea. The good kind from the old country." In that moment, I realized what they were offering to buy. It wasn't my recipe. It was my corner. It was Mrs. Gable's tea. It was Dave's 6:15 a.m. greeting. It was knowing that Chloe, who was now 12, still wanted a birthday donut cake. You can't franchise a hello. You can't scale an "I remember you." I picked up the contract, and with a sense of profound peace, I fed it into my ancient, wheezing paper shredder. That $250,000 buyout. Well, my single donut shop did nearly $500,000 in revenue last year. But that's not the number that matters. Every pin on this map is a customer who moved away and still orders donuts to be shipped to them. We ship to 34 states now, not because we advertised, but because they tell their friends. They tell their families. They say, think bigger. But what if true success is about thinking smaller? What if being a local legend isn't about fame, but about being indispensable to a few city blocks? My ambition isn't to conquer the world. It's to be the best part of someone's morning, right here on my corner. So what's your corner? What's your version of my perfect donut? Maybe it's the best coffee, the sharpest haircut, the most beautiful flower arrangements in your town. Don't underestimate the power of micro-ambition. Build your local legend. I promise you, it's a richer life. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this, please subscribe for more stories.